Hey guys, Lexi Caldwell,
Hi.
associate broker, Century 21 affiliated. On my eyebrows, I promised a video for everybody, and this is my magician that makes me look so pretty.
Hi, everybody. I'm
Yeah,
Allie. I work at Arched by Allie in Owasso.
yeah. So I found you through Rachel Stalick,
Mm-hmm.
and man, oh man, I looked at all your pictures of all of your work and everything that you've done, and I was just like, oh my gosh, she is fantastic. So
Aw,
what happened? How'd you get into this?
thank you. So I kind of fell into it about 3 years ago. I've been in business. It'll be 3 years this summer. It all started, I was a counselor for like 10 years right in the Owasso area, and I loved my job. I loved the people I worked with. But after a while, I was feeling burned out. So I tried a few different avenues, and I was still just like, I feel like I'm missing something.
Yeah.
And I think my thing was always, I want to feel really good about going to work. I want to feel like I'm making people happy and that I'm doing all I can just to feel really fulfilled. So around the same time, my sister was actually like, I just heard about this thing called microblading and I'm going to go do it. Do you want to come with me? And I literally said like, no, you go. I want to see what yours look like though. Everyone has like someone they want to sacrifice first just to test out the waters. So I
Yeah.
always laugh when people say that because everyone does that.
Yeah.
But I did. I said, you go. And I told her too, I said, it's kind of expensive. Like, I think my brows are fine. um, but she did. She went and it was phenomenal. Like, it just changed her whole look. It enhanced her eyes and her features, and her shape was a million times better. And it was nothing that I felt like she could do with makeup, even though she's very good at makeup. So I was like, oh my God. So I booked with the same person and I went there. And um, while I was there, I was just kind of chatting with her. And I realized at that point that it was something that I could do, even
Yeah.
though, I was already working and had kids, and I didn't want to go back to school for a really long time. So it's a certification program. And I was like, I could do that. And then I came home and I told my husband, I'm like, I think I'm going to start looking at this. And he was like, you're having a midlife crisis. Like, what are you doing? You
He's
can't
like,
like,
what is
like,
it again?
yes. He's like, you're gonna tattoo people on their face. Like, are you
Yeah.
insane? But he was very supportive, and yeah, so that was like the rest of it. I just kind of dove headfirst into it and started training and um found a suite, and the rest is history. So I love it. It's an amazing gig, and
Yeah.
it makes me feel good, and it's awesome.
Yeah. I had a great time with you. And
Thank you.
I've always struggled with my eyebrows. My mom's the same way. It's so blonde. There's hardly any hair. And I had a lady in Sephora one time, um, one of the makeup people that are
Hmm.
there. And she's like, I never realized how important your eyebrows are because they frame your face. And she was
Yes.
saying that. She's like, your eyebrows are super important. I was like,
Hmm.
yeah. So I've been so happy. You did mine. Let's see. I was telling them in the video yesterday that it was like, it's been 2 years in September and we just did a small touch up. But
Yep.
I was saying like they're a little dark right now, but they'll be fine.
Hmm.
And actually,
Yeah.
I don't even know that they're too dark. I think they look good, but it'll
Right.
calm down a little bit and it'll be,
Yes.
but I
Yep. And
haven't. One thing I want everyone to know is that I don't do anything to them after you do it. I've
mhm,
known some people have said they got it done and they still draw it a little bit or,
mhm.
but I didn't have to do anything, nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So it does vary on your skin type, your skin tone, the color of your hair, on kind of how much work you have to put in after microblading. I always tell people microblading is high maintenance to be low maintenance, but it's not no maintenance. So kind of depending where you fall on that range. Like some people say, I don't touch them at all anymore. It saves me a ton of time in the morning.
yeah,
And then some other people say, I still put some color on my brows, but it's fabulous because I know where to put the color.
yes,
It takes me 2 minutes instead of 20. I just
yeah,
go over the microblading shape so I don't have to recreate it. So it really does vary, but it helps pretty much everyone, I think.
yeah. Yeah, no, I love it. I love
Yeah.
going to see you. You've been so kind and sweet
Thank
and
you.
just such a
I love you.
doll.
I love working with you. I said some these clients, sometimes I wish I got to see you more
I
than just once a
know.
year. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I just appreciate you so much. So I'm trying to think of what some of the other questions were. What about fading? Because I didn't really have much fading. Like you even said, like, wow, yours are still so good. Because we were gonna meet again last fall.
Yep.
And then I sent you a picture and you were like, yeah, you don't need to come in yet, which is
Yeah.
great too, because that shows that you're not just like, hey, come on, yeah, you should come in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
you actually care. Yeah.
Right. I will never just take someone's money ever. I know there's people out there who probably do that, but I don't like to layer pigment on top of pigment. Um, it's not harmful for the skin. So it's a very superficial cut. So it's not like it's harmful to keep doing it. But if you have pigment there, there's no sense in me kind of layering it on.
Well, and eventually want
Um,
to just be a big blob? Like you
yes,
won't
over
have any of the line definition because
exactly. You're exactly right. So if you just keep putting the pigment on, and a lot of times people say, I don't care. I just want some color there. But for the integrity of your skin, and I would say you're walking around with my name on your face too. So I always uh,
yeah.
very aware of that. But yes, the more you can let it fade in between when I go back and put more pigment in, you can see those hair strokes. It looks much more natural and just looks nicer down the road. But God, Lexi, what'd you just ask me? I forget. How often? How much it-
Just the fading. I think Mandy was asking like, will it fade?
Yeah, so
Um,
the upkeep really is not bad. After you do your initial session and your 6 to 8 week touch up, that really kind of locks in the color. Most people need another color boost, which is less than an initial session. So you don't have to pay the whole upfront again if you stick with me. In about a year. Now, if you have more combination or oily skin, sometimes, at that year, you definitely need it. If you have more drier skin, um, even mature skin tends to hold on to it a little bit longer. I always encourage people wait it out as long as you can. And I always tell them too, even if you need to use some powders or pencils in that end,
oh,
you can do that.
I
You
could have
can
done
let
that.
you to fade and soften. And then when you come back, it's a whole new kind of refresher. And then you're good again. And there's also different techniques. And I always tell people if they want to call or do a consult by phone or come into the suite, I can look at your skin, I can look at your brows, I can tell you even down the road probably what you'll need. And we have shading techniques and ombre brows, powder brows. There's all kinds. And I always explain that to everyone.
Oh,
And I
wow.
always tell you what I think would be best for your skin too. So you're not kind of guessing.
Yeah. And I know like when I came there yesterday, you were like, are you sure you want to like, you gave me the option. I feel like if I would have been like, well, I guess it's fine. Like, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you were saying like it was do you talk about your prices? I might have to edit this.
Yeah. Yeah. We could do that. Yep.
Well, because it was the 160 and you felt like you were like, well, I don't want you to feel like I didn't do much.
Right.
So that was really nice that you gave me the option, but I'm
Yeah.
happy to, I've been so happy with what you've done for me. It's worth way more than what I paid for it. I think I
Thank
already told you you
you.
should increase your
Thank
prices,
you.
but,
Yes. And I do say that just because if you are happy with how they look, like sometimes I feel like people feel like, oh, I have to go back and see her in a year. And that is not the case. If your brows look good at a year 1, year 2, I am happy that you can rock them, and some skin types can. So when in your situation, I said, dang, Lexi, they look real good. Like we can touch them up. There's some spots we can definitely, deepen the color and things like that. But I always want to give you a voice in that because I feel like the same way when I get any beauty service done. Um, I am hoping and praying that since they do it every day, they know what to look for, that they're saying, like, hey, you
right.
need this or you don't need this, and
Yeah,
let
like
me
you
kind of
wouldn't
make
want
that
to.
choice.
Have you ever seen someone go in with black hair and they're like, I want to be blonde, and they're like, okay,
Right.
let's do it, and then it's
Yes,
like,
and they don't say, hey, you're gonna be orange, girl, just for a
yeah,
little bit, or it's gonna
yeah.
cost this much, or you're gonna have to keep it up. So I like to inform everyone and really let them
Yeah.
decide.
No, you've been great. I mean, your character and your integrity integrity shines through like 100%.
Thank
So
you.
you're like a
little
gem,
sweetie.
a little gem
Aw,
that I found.
make
So
me feel so good, like my little hype girl. I'm
I know,
gonna
right?
Zoom you every day.
Oh, well,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much. Is there anything else you want to say to anybody that maybe is considering doing it?
I would just say if you have any questions, if anyone wants a consultation, if you want to just come in and meet me and see what microblading's like, you can always do that. I have a website being built right this moment, so it's going
Okay.
to be up soon. But also on Facebook, on Instagram, I'm just Arched by Allie. You can search and find me. And there's also a book now button on there, so you can book a free consult.
Oh, nice.
And I've also had people just message me and I can call you. We can talk about the procedure, the pricing, the downtime, the aftercare, pre-appointment. I give you all that info. But
Sweet. All right.
yes,
Well, cool. Well, thank you for doing this.
thank
And
you, Lexi. Thanks for being a client. I love working with you.
well, I love coming to see you. So maybe I'll have
Yes,
to start doing like something else so I can come in more. I don't know.
right. Yes, I know. I'll
I
keep
would
you
say
posted.
hair, but I love my hair girl too.
Oh,
So
I
yeah.
know. You got those relationships. You're like,
I
I
know.
ain't never leaving.
All right. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Thank you. I
Have a
love
good
working
rest of
with
your
you.
day. And
Okay, you too, Lexi.
I'll keep you updated. I probably won't need to see you for like another 2 years, but we'll see.
Yeah, they look good right now. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
I
thank
love
you.
them. They do frame your
All
eyes.
right.
Okay,
Thank you
have a
so
good
much.
one. Yes,
All
thanks,
right.
Lexi. Bye.
Yep. Bye.